Welcome to the Flooring 101 podcast. This show is dedicated to helping flooring retailers build better businesses through proven systems for sales, operations, marketing, and leadership. In this episode of Flooring 101, we discuss Mastery Retail Sales, the showroom selling system, and specifically the good, better, best selling. Thanks for listening, and let's dive into today's episode. Welcome to another episode of the Flooring 101 podcast. By now, hopefully, you are familiar with the podcast. I'm your host, Jason Jabbar with Jabbar's Carpet Outlet, located in Wichita, Kansas. I am the CEO of Jabbar's and have been for the last 10 years. We are located in Wichita. We're a single store operation, but we are one of the largest independent retailers in the United States. If this is your first time listening to the podcast, welcome. And if you've listened to our podcast before, thank you. So hopefully you are in the retail flooring business, or you are at least interested in the retail flooring business. And whether you are a successful business owner or manager or CEO of a flooring business, or you're part of a company that's experiencing issues, or you're thinking about getting into the retail flooring business and you're just not sure what you should be doing right yet, we are glad to have you here on our podcast. This podcast is made specifically for you and for that audience, and as always, it is absolutely free. Thank you for joining me today. You probably noticed we have kind of switched up our drop date. We were normally dropping a new episode every Monday at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, and now we've switched that to Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, and not sure that makes a difference or not, but pushing it a little bit past the weekend. I know we all get busy on Monday mornings. The slate is full, the emails are stacked, and there are 101 fires to put out at any given time, especially if you're an entrepreneur or running your own business. So maybe moving to Tuesdays a little later in the day will help us out a little bit. So, if you enjoy the podcast, if you enjoy listening to me talk all the time, maybe we know each other, maybe you're in the flooring business, maybe you're trying to figure out whether you want to get into the flooring business, I'd encourage you to share this podcast with your friends if you enjoy it. And please make sure and try and leave us some comments. We'd love to hear from you and let us know what you think about it. So, we've been talking, episode about the retail flooring blueprint. And, if you're interested, you can pick up a copy of Flooring 101, How to Build a Better Retail Flooring Business, in our Flooring 101 Etsy shop. So, this podcast is great. We give you a lot of great information, a lot of great examples. We're trying to teach you how to better run your business, giving you some good foundational principles to use, but you're not reading anything, you're not seeing anything. So, the Flooring 101 ebook is available on the Flooring 101 Etsy shop. It's $19.95. It's really cheap. It has a lot of stuff in it. I'd encourage you to go take a look at it. So, our first 10 episodes, we gave you that retail flooring blueprint as if you were getting ready to start your own store from scratch. What is it that you need what is it that you need in place in order to get that business off the ground? So if you haven't listened to us before, or you kind of picked up in the middle because you saw, we had a great guest on or a topic that you were interested in, please go back, check out those first 10 episodes. So, those first 10 episodes really took you and other new flooring dealers on a journey. And at the end of that journey, we gave you a 90-day roadmap on how to launch your own flooring business. Or if you already had a flooring business, hopefully, we were able to give you some new twists and tips and tricks that you can apply to your store. So right now, we're 20 episodes in. This is our 20th episode. Again, thank you for everybody who's been tuning in and listening to the podcast and sharing the podcast. That is awesome. I super appreciate it. I just really enjoy talking to dealers about the flooring industry. There's a number of different Facebook groups out there that I kind of admin and sit on and, answer questions pretty much all day long of people that are having issues in their business. And for me, this is a little bit easier format to do it in because I can get it out there all at one time. I can give you a specific topic. I can talk to you about the topic for a while, and then you can take that information and figure out how to implement it into your business. So, during these 20 episodes, in addition to the flooring blueprint they gave you, We've talked about some ancillary benefits, industry partnerships. We've gone one-on-one with some really successful people in the flooring industry. Reagan Eccles at IQ Floors in Colorado Springs, Colorado. We talked to Mark Carr with Color Interiors in the North Houston and Conroe area of Texas. And we've talked to Brent Ziegler, who is in Waunakee, Wisconsin at H&R Carpets and Flooring. And we've got a ton of other guests lined up. Try and want to get through a couple more topics before we bring in another industry expert, but trust me, we've got a lot of those lined up, and I can't wait for you to meet some of my friends. So, I hope you enjoy those conversations, because we're going to have more guests, and they're going to pop in from time to time to let you know what makes their business unique and what they're doing to be successful. And these are industry professionals. They're, in the weeds every day, just like me and you. They're some of my best friends in the flooring industry and the flooring business, and I continue to learn from them every single day. And that's what it's all about. Best practices, picking up things here and there, tools for your tool belt, bullets for your holster, just tips and tricks of the trade that other successful dealers are using day in and day out, and figuring out how to take those ideas and integrate them into the operations of your business. Just the other day, I was talking to a friend of mine, Jennifer Homeyer, down in Denton, Texas, which is just north of Dallas. And I was on her website and I saw something new, and it was called Modern Estimates, and I clicked on it, and right from their website, I was able to do an estimate. And as soon as I was done doing that estimate, I could upload pictures of my kitchen. I could put 4 pictures in. I could tell them what my subfloor was, what the products I were looking at was. It gave me a good, better, best scenario of a price range on what it might cost me to redo my kitchen in the type of flooring that I wanted. And then as soon as I got done, I had an estimate in hand, and then I got a call from her business saying, "Hey, we heard that you were on our website. You were looking at redoing your kitchen with vinyl plank flooring, and how can I help you?" And I thought, man, that is awesome. I didn't mean to take the time out of one of her RSA's busy days, so I apologize for that. But I gave Jennifer a call and I said, "Hey, what's this new thing, Modern Estimates, that you have?" She talked to me about it. I looked them up. I got in touch with them. I ran some demos. And now if you go to jabars.com, you can click on estimate your flooring, and the AI, artificial intelligence in the system, by the pictures that you give it, knows how big your room is. And because I've already gone into the back end of the system and I've given them all of my labor prices and what I said is a good, better, best as far as quality, pricing quality for particular floors, carpet, wood, tile, vinyl plank, etc., it can spit out a pretty accurate bid. But it gives my company the information that I need to call, set up that appointment, whether it's at home or in my showroom, and I'm already one step further. I've got their name, their email, their phone number. I've got pictures of their kitchen already. I know that they're looking at putting ceramic tile or wood flooring in there. Anyway, I just thought it was a great thing, and I don't know how much business it's going to bring. We've only had it in for a week, and I've already gotten 5 leads out of it, so that's awesome. It keeps from people having to call my store and just say, "Hey, how much will it cost to do my kitchen?" I'm like, "I don't know." And then we got to take that next step. But it's just another thing where I saw something in the industry that somebody was using. I knew who that person was. I gave them a call, had a conversation about it, researched the product, decided I'm going to try it out for my business. And that's what making friends in this industry is about, and that's what this podcast is about giving you ideas and systems and processes that work in a retail flooring business successfully that you can turn around and use in your business. So, it's not always easy. Outside of this podcast, and maybe outside of just getting on a flooring group on Facebook or something like that, or dealers that maybe you see if you're a Mohawk dealer or a Shaw dealer, maybe you see them once a year at a convention or an A show or at services in Las Vegas. You may not have that professional in the business that you can lean on for advice or bounce ideas off of. So let me take a quick minute. I'm going to give you a couple more options. One, I would just keep listening to this podcast. Every week will be something new. It will be something unique that you should be able to find 1 or 2 nuggets that you can integrate into your business. 2, I talked about it earlier at the beginning of the podcast. Download a copy of Flooring 101, Build a Better Business. It's on our Flooring 101 Etsy shop. It's my manual that I created for new and existing dealers alike. Not only does it go in depth into the very concepts that we're talking about on this podcast, but it comes with a stack of addendums and attachments that you can use in your business. It comes with sample terms and conditions pages, sample installation guidelines. It comes with a change order form sheet, pre-installation checklist. It comes with all these different things that every day somebody on Facebook is like, does somebody have one of these I can borrow that I can fit for my business? Does somebody have this that I can borrow to fit with my business? Because we're new, we just inherited the store, we just bought the store, we just opened our first store, and new business owners don't have a lot of these things, and existing business owners don't use a lot of these things, which makes things easier in their business, more streamlined, sets up your processes. So in addition to that, it's got a ton of worksheets in it. It's got how to create an SOP or a standard operating procedure, how to run a weekly meeting. It just has a ton of stuff that you can use in your business if you don't have it, or if you need it. So it's chock full of useful information. It can be found on our Etsy shop, Flooring 101. So I'd encourage you to go pick up a copy of the Flooring 101 Build a Better Business ebook on Etsy. Lastly, if you're struggling, if you're listening to this podcast because you've had a couple bad quarters, or you can't get the store off the ground, or you don't know what to do next, just shoot me an email. It's info@jasonjabara.com. If you're on Facebook, you can go to Flooring 101, the group or the page, and you can send us a message. Just reach out to me on any of our social channels. It's all under the Flooring 101 banner. I'd love to get on the phone with you, discuss how I might be able to better help you out, help you to run your flooring business, help you to get your flooring business moving in the right direction. Again, I don't know everything, never claimed to, but I've been in the business for 25 years. I've made a ton of contacts, being a member of the Shaw Dealer Council for 8 years. I serve currently as a member of the board of directors on the World Floor Covering Association. Been in the industry a lot, seen a lot, talked to a lot of people. I'm a good sounding board. I love new ideas. I love talking to dealers across the country. So if you're struggling, give me a call. So listen to the podcast, get the ebook, give me a call if you really want to talk. So keep all that in mind. Okay, that's enough chit chat. Let's get down into the meat of it. This is why we're here. We're talking about good, better, best selling. So we've moved from starting your store and launching your store, really these last couple episodes, these last couple podcasts, into running your store. The day-to-day tasks that will ensure your success as an independent retailer, your success as an owner of a flooring business. So, a few episodes back, we started talking about mastering retail sales and the showroom selling system. And since then, we've covered the modern flooring buyer, how to design a high converting showroom, the 5-step retail flooring sales process, which is greet, qualify, educate, quote, and close. And then last week, we discussed that second step in depth when we talked about qualification without awkwardness. So we know how to greet them, no yes, no questions, be direct, get some information, make them feel comfortable. We've talked about getting rid of that awkwardness of qualifying a customer by really delving into what they need and asking them questions that are not off-putting, so you can really figure out if they're in the right place and if they're the right store for them. So today we'll be diving even further into that idea, that concept of mastering retail sales, and even deeper into the part of that sales process, specifically that third step of the retail flooring sales process, which is education, the education process, because today we're going to be discussing the good, better, best selling format. And remember, when we're talking about mastering retail sales, 4 or 5 episodes back up until now, what we're trying to get is a transformation in your business. We're trying to get a business who is having inconsistent sales, unpredictable sales, low close rates, low lead rates into a business that has been transformed into one that can have predictable closing rates, that can predict their closing process if you do it correctly. If you understand the modern flooring buyer, if you have set up your showroom in a way that it is designed to be a high converting showroom, if you and your sales team have mastered the 5-step retail flooring sales process, you're going to transform your business overnight from inconsistent sales to predictable closing sales. And last week we discussed that second step of qualifying without awkwardness, and today we're talking about the good, better, best selling process. So, if you can get your RSAs or your sales staff and they're having a difficult time pinning a customer down because they either don't know what they want or they're unsure of what would be best for them, you can use the good, better, best selling system to streamline the process and control the direction of the conversation in a professional and natural way that ultimately leads your staff to being able to close more sales in a shorter time frame, which brings you and your team one step closer to mastering retail sales. And as always, at the end of the podcast, please let me know what you liked and what questions you might have, things that you'd like to see us to try or do. Remember, you can follow us on all of your favorite podcast locations, as well as on Substack and Reddit, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Everything is under the Flooring 101 banner. Plus, if you want to get one-on-one and really dive into bettering your business, you can go to jasonjabbar.com and you can book a free call with me. I'd be happy to give you a call. We can sit down over Teams and really try and pinpoint what it is that your business is missing, what some pain points you're having in your business, and how maybe together we can alleviate that. So if you stick with us, you're going to learn how to start, run, and scale a profitable flooring business through proven systems of sales, operations, and marketing. And with that, let's get into it. Mastering retail sales and good, better, best selling. One of the most powerful tools in a flooring showroom really is, if you use it correctly, the good, better, best selling framework. And this approach is not about giving customers more options. We talked about that in designing a high-end profitable showroom. It's really about giving them the right options in a structured way that simplifies the decision making for the customer and increases their confidence. So instead of overwhelming your customer with just endless displays and endless racks and endless SKUs, if you present 3 clearly defined choices at a different price and different value levels, you're going to be able to increase your closing rate. And this kind of structure naturally increases your ticket size because it shifts the conversation away from what's the cheapest option to which option makes the most sense for me. And when done correctly, customers are going to feel guided and not necessarily sold to, and are far more likely to choose the higher end solution when given a narrowed framework of choices. Too often times, inexperienced RSAs or inexperienced owners who are training their retail sales associates, you've just got too much stuff in your showroom and you're leaving it up to the customer to make the choice. This customer walks in, you probably greet them incorrectly. Hey, how are you doing today? They say fine, and then they're done. Can I help you? No, I'm just looking. And then they just start pulling stuff and looking at stuff, and the first thing they see may be the most expensive thing in your showroom, even though there's 1,000 other things that they can choose from. They're just wandering aimlessly through your showroom. They need a seasoned RSA who can rein them in, first with a better greeting, who's gotten rid of that awkwardness of that first initial meeting and stepping into the showroom, and now you can start showing them some products. And the good, better, best selling framework allows you to just naturally narrow that down. And if you get something wrong, you can get something else, but don't bring them 8 things. Don't bring them 9 shades of blue. They need 3 products to choose from, and that's going to tell you whether to go up or down from there. Giving them too much is overwhelming. It creates awkwardness because there's so much stuff. And so if you do it correctly, they're going to feel guided through this process and are more apt to pick one of the higher end solutions, and you've got a better chance at closing that sale. So the key to making the system work is really anchoring your price correctly, starting with the premium option probably first. And there's in the first 10 episodes of the podcast, when we were talking about setting up your showroom for the beginning, every showroom is going to be a little bit different. How you set your showroom up is going to be different than mine. Maybe you have a shop at home system, which is certainly different than mine, but some of you may have an all-inclusive price where you've got let's just take carpet for example. You've got carpet, cushion, and labor all included, or because you have so many different flooring options, maybe you've broken that out. Maybe you're in an area where you're not going to offer labor, so there's no labor included. Maybe you offer 4 or 5 different pad options to choose from, depending on whether it's in stock or something orderable. So there's a variety of ways to do it. But when you're talking about the product specifically and showing them the product, I would, again, good, better, best, 3 options. I would start with the premium option, because by leading with your best offering, you can establish a higher reference point in the customer's mind. And best doesn't always mean most expensive. Okay, so for us, we have a variety of different options that we sell, different companies, different manufacturers, and so we sell a premium line called Kane. Some of you may sell Karastan or some something of that nature. And for us, that's not for every customer. It may be the most expensive, but it's not necessarily the best. So for us, when we start off with our good, better, best, our best for my RSAs is either the Shaw color wall or the Mohawk color wall. And the reason for us that we consider that the best is because it offers the most things. Take the Shaw color wall for example. If you're an SFN dealer, it has 4 different styles. It has 2 different backings. It has a couple different weights. It's got lifeguard backing or soft back. It has all the bells and whistles all in one. Same thing with the Mohawk, couple different weights, 30 or 40 different choices. It gives us, we can say, this gives you the very best that Shaw has to offer as a company. And now we've established our higher reference point in the customer's mind. This visual, this large display, narrowed down. All I have to do is pick one of the colors out. I can pick my style and I'm on my way. So this makes the mid-tier option, the better, feel like a smart, balanced decision rather than an upgrade. So maybe our best is lifeguard backing and our better is just the regular soft back. Same display, same colors, same patterns, 2 price points. One of them is best, one of them is just a little lower and it is better. And then you have your good part. But if you start with the lowest price, you're going to anchor the customer at the bottom and they're not going to want to go up at all. And it's not about selling them the most expensive thing. I mean, I could take them to Engineered Floors SP250 and just show them a commodity product, but why would I want to do that? It's harder to move them up if you start low. So anchoring the premium first reframes the entire conversation, allows you to present value before price becomes the primary focus. Because remember, best does not mean most expensive. It means it offers the most premium options for the floor. We're talking about fiber, backing, warranty, stain resiliency, texture assurance warranty, all of those combined, that is your best. You can step down to the better, then you have your entry point at the good. Framing, equally important. The better option should be positioned as the most popular, and for us, when we look at the color wall, the blue back, the lifeguard backing is the premium. It is the more expensive, but the regular soft back is the most popular. So when I train my RSAs, best lifeguard, better soft back. It's the most popular. It's the most recommended choice because all the pads that we sell also have a moisture barrier on them. So we're combining performance and durability and value. And this is where most customers will land. And it should align with your strongest margin profile. For us, it does. I stock a number of different colors of the color wall in the soft back option. I don't stock the lifeguard option. So this, with my margins, is best, especially if I can find a color that they want. We try and stock Shaw's regionally 5 best colors of several different products. The good option still serves a purpose. It provides a baseline and it ensures customers feel that they have a choice. So maybe I'm showing them Canyon Ridge out of Tough Tech's entry point display. It still has a lot of the same whistles. The color palette is about the same. The weight is about the same. It doesn't offer the soft back or the lifeguard backing to it, and it's a little less expensive. So it still serves a purpose. It provides a baseline. It ensures the customers feel that they have a choice, but it's not my focus. By structuring your presentation this way, you're guiding your customer towards a decision that benefits both them and your business, without needing to rely on pressure or persuasion or even price. By and large, customers have no idea what the cost of flooring is, just like I have no idea what the cost of cars are, and I don't know the difference between a $50,000 car and a $55,000 car. I could read the things on the windows both 10 times. I don't know. I just know one costs more than the other. It's up to that RSA to present to me why this is the best option, here's a better option, and you know what, here's a good option as well. So ultimately, good, better, best selling is one of the most effective ways to protect margins while still increasing your average ticket size. It removes the need for discount driven selling. We talked about that in one of the very first episodes. If you're setting up your business, don't set it up as a discount driven business. Don't slash your prices to meet your competitors. You want to create clear value, a clear value ladder that customers can confidently navigate. So instead of negotiating on price, you're presenting options. Instead of chasing details, you're controlling the process. And when your team consistently uses this good, better, best framework, you can create a sales environment where higher value decisions happen naturally, and profitability, I promise, will follow. So in a nutshell, good, better, best selling, it's increasing the ticket size, it's anchoring the pricing to a specific area, it's anchoring that framework with the premium first. And premium, remember, doesn't mean most expensive. It means what is the best product. Again, we've done the greeting. We've already qualified them, so we know whether they're looking for carpet or wood or laminate or vinyl plank. We know what type of area that they're doing, whether they're doing kitchen or living or bathroom. We know if they have kids or a dog or not. We know if they're hard or on their floor or not, because we've done that through our qualification process. So we've already figured out, we funneled them all the way down to carpet in the living room. And we're going to start with our premium first, not necessarily most expensive, but offers them the most bells and whistles for what their budget may be. And then framing the mid-tier as a smart, equitable choice for them, and that protects your margins through having these structured options. It's going to increase your average ticket naturally, because they're going to want to be at least at the better, if not the best, and not down at the good. And it allows you to avoid any discount driven selling. So if you can do all this, if you can get this third step of the 5-step retail flooring process down, if you can get your RSAs, your retail sales associates, your case managers, your salesperson, whatever you're calling them in your business, if you can get this down for them, instead of just showing the customer everything or letting them just do it on their own, if you present your product offering in a good, better, best scenario, you'll increase your chances of making a sale. Otherwise, you're just guessing, and your customer will either not go with you, end up with a product that doesn't match their needs, and therefore they're going to end up unsatisfied with you and your company, or you're never going to get the chance to present the quote in the first place. Either way, good, better, best selling is a much better alternative to any of those options. So if you train and teach your RSAs to do the same, you'll be able to leverage your ability to better convert your leads into sales in the store or in the home, however you choose to do it, and you are that much closer to mastering retail sales. So that's all we have today. I appreciate you joining us and tuning into the Flooring 101 podcast. Please let us know what you liked and what questions you might have. And remember, you can follow us on all of your favorite podcast locations, like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or on our YouTube channel. You can also follow us on Substack, Reddit, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Everything's under the Flooring 101 banner. And again, if you really want to dive in 101 and better your business, you can go to jasonjabara.com. That's JASONJABARA.com. I know it is a lot of A's, and you can book a call, and that call is always free. So we will see you next time when we will drill down on steps 4 and 5 of that retail flooring sales process, the quote, when we discuss presenting estimates at close. So until we meet again, continue to build a better business. Thanks for listening to the Flooring 101 podcast. If you found value in today's conversation, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with another flooring professional who could benefit from it. Remember, great flooring businesses aren't built by chance. They're built through systems, leadership, and consistent execution. Until next time, keep learning, keep improving, and keep building a better flooring business.